All right, we're going to start here in about 40 minutes. Okay. Is BB here? BB? BB? Making sure everybody is here. I want to start without anybody. Maura is here. Caitlin's here. Lance? Lance? Okay. Aiden? Ethan? Tyson? Carol and Kay are here, and Alan and Barbara. So just a few more minutes. I just don't want to miss BB. So. Hey, Quentin, there's extra chairs all the way down there. All right, so we will go ahead and get started. I saw BB just arrived here. So good evening. My name is Brady DeSanti. I'm the director of the Native American Studies program, and my home department's in religious studies. I'm a citizen of the Ojibwe tribe out of Hayward, Wisconsin. And we have a packed show here. So how this usually works is we'll have an opening prayer with Dr. Rudy Mitchell of Omaha Nation. We'll have a welcoming song with Douglas Esau here in a moment. And then we'll call the graduates up, one by one. We'll adorn them with a ceremonial blanket. We'll get a certificate of completion of the Native American Studies minor. And then some other ceremonial adornments. I'll say a few words. And then the candidate, the graduate is invited to say a few words. And then the audience is welcome if you'd like to say a few words and so forth. I'm not going to cut anybody off. I know that we have a lot of graduates, and I can tell when the show has to sort of close. So, but we won't be here terribly long. So, without further ado, I do just want to say thank you for taking the time here to celebrate our graduates and their accomplishments. We have some retiring faculty that have been with the Native American Studies program for many years as well. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Dr. Rudy Mitchell to the podium, opening address.
Wangada Uda Ti, which the Uda Tio, Omaha Johnson repeat the Sihituba, Waka Johnson repeat the Dr. Rudy Mitchell. In Casabe at Demoblejo, Omaha at Demoblejo. It's a good evening to all of you, and thank Brady for asking me to do the opening prayer. I want to congratulate all the graduates and the two retirees that are here tonight. I ask you to pray along with me. I'm going to start off with my Omaha language and then finish up in English, so please pray along with me. Daddy Ho Wakanda, Deliver Jesus, Wanga them Mati, Daddy Ho, Wanga them Laelekte, Daddy Ho, Sham Nushingan, Mishingan, Tapskan, Laelekte, Daddy Ho, Sham Waushingan, Nushingan, Laelekte, Daddy Ho. Father, we thank you for letting us come together this evening for the ceremony. We ask that you would bless the graduates here at UNO, Father, as they take another step in their life, Father, that you guide them, help them, and protect them as they make their journey into life, Father, that they somehow can serve mankind in a good, positive way, Father. I ask you to be with our two retirees who contribute a lot of hours and days to work here at the UNO, that you would bless them in their retirement years, that they even continue on to do whatever they're pursuing in their usual life, Father. Again, Father, thank you for letting us come together. I pray for world peace. I realize that we're living in chaotic conditions today, and we ask that somehow you could help us to overcome some of these obstacles that we face in life today, Father. Again, Father, bless this fine university here with the president, faculty, administration, most of all the students, Father. And as we depart in the four winds this evening, Father, we ask you to be with us, to guide us and watch over us. We ask this in your Son's name. Amen.
Douglas, if you could join us up here for a welcoming song on Men's Journey. Thank you. Okay. So tonight's celebration, I just want to give a recognition to Carolyn Fiskus, who's part of this program, my mentor. Many years ago, she didn't think that we were making a big enough deal for our graduates, and so she's responsible for a lot of what we do here, and I really appreciate that, and she's doing well. I also want to, and she's here tonight, is my good friend from many years ago, Teresa Foley, who has graciously, for many years now, made our graduation drops so that we'd be honored if the students that are graduating tonight at commencement, if you wear those. So thank you, Teresa, wherever. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, Ruby, for calling your mom out. I just want to thank Matt Osborne. He's like a brother to all of us for the Eagle staff. He's the caretaker for this. We've had this in our program for many years, and he's taken care of it for, I think, probably 20 years now. I really appreciate Kyle Finley, who always devotes his time to live stream our festivities and celebrations. He also helps with our native garden by Kaiser Hall. And then certainly Mark Fraley, who helped me carry everything in here. As I get older, carrying everything in here. Reminds me of my age, so thank you, Mark, for all of your support. Thank you, Denny Smith, Dr. Smith, for being here. I know that you just had a surgery and are recovering and so forth. So, without further ado, I'm going to call up our first graduate, and we'll go from there. And so I have my two assistants here to help me with this. So our first candidate, our graduate here is BB Blue. Maybe on it's okay.
We do have a kind of a tradition that developed years ago, and some years we don't do as good a job as others. But whenever the blanket unfolds, it's an ooh moment. Those that mentored me, and then when we wrap our graduate, it's the encore.
And I also want to acknowledge our good friend Larry Mason, who couldn't be with us this evening. He's responsible for the necklaces and the feathers, and he's done this for many years for our graduates and students and so forth. So, well, BB, BB was took my intro to Native Studies class, and I think my Native American Religions class, and was just an excellent student and worked really hard. And then kind of my job is to try and encourage students to consider minoring in Native American Studies. And I remember I kind of, went back and forth with BB in my head, like, okay, how do I, she's doing a great job and so forth. And immediately when I suggested it, class ended, she went right down and said, well, I'm going to go ahead and enroll. And so that was not difficult on my part. But I'm really proud of BB. She's a geography major. She did a fantastic job. She was a delight to have as a student. And I wish you the best in what you're going to be doing here. And if you'd like to say a few words.
It has been a great experience studying and learning so much of the Native American cultures, and I gained so much knowledge from it. Thank you.
I always feel bad. I don't mean to put people on the spot. So is there anybody in the audience who would like to say a few words to congratulate BB? All right, well, congratulations. And our next honoree is Maura Durfee O'Brien. So Maura, I was lucky to have her as a student this past fall. And I was teaching my shamanism class, and I I told my class, I kind of had to, I was having some pretty difficult health challenges at the time. And I remember Maura was very kind and considerate, very understanding, and the whole class was. But more in particular, she also had some really good feedback on one of the documentaries that I show. Kyle will get a kick out of this, The Horse Boy, which is still one of my favorites. But I remember your thoughts and contributions. I really took that to heart, and I appreciated that. So Maura not only did a great job in my class, and she obviously earned the Native Studies minor, she was an English major, and from all accounts, she did a fantastic job there too. So I'm very proud of you, Maura, and thank you for joining us this evening.
I just wanted to say that Dr. Robbins is who got me into the Native American Studies department, and I was shocked when I heard that she's retiring because I wouldn't have done it without her. Because I took her Native American literature class my, I think, second year here, and immediately was obsessed and so excited to learn more. And I was like, I need to keep going. And then I had Dr. DeSanti, and he was amazing too. So like, this whole department is amazing, and I'm just really grateful to be part of it.
Also, for your blankets, we do have the boxes in back here, so you can put those in there and store them and so forth. Okay, next up is Jordan Irwin. So I had the pleasure of getting to know Jordan this semester. He was in 2 of my classes, and I had some repeat customers that took my Native American religions class and then took my evening class on Wednesdays on religion and horror, which is a film class, a lot of fun. And Jordan, I loved having him in class. Not only did he always bring really good food that make people jealous, because again, he didn't break any protocols here at UNO with Sodexo, but Jordan was also, we have Ogallala Lakota ancestry, and so he was able to share some of his knowledge in the Native American religions class, which I appreciated. But in the night class on the kind of the horror genre, he's not old. He's not as old as me, but he's old enough to remember some of the bad movies from the 80s and 90s, and he can get my jokes. And so, Jordan, I'm really proud of you for, I know it's been a long journey, and you should be proud of yourself, and I know that you've got a lot of people here that are proud of you too, and so congratulations.
I'm a little caught up. I didn't think this was going to happen to me. I do want to say thank you for my family, my friends, my children. I do this for y'all, and to continue on for the ones after us, and continue to be better and grow. And to everyone in this room, much success for you in the small things of life and the great things of life. And remember to smell the flowers. Tomorrow's never promised. Anybody want to say a few words?
You're welcome to.
Congrats.
Absolutely.
And if you know any students still here, get him some more customers though. He's a great guy.
Thanks, Jordan. I didn't ask him to say that either. Okay, next up, I'm really, really proud to have Caitlin Hansen here this evening. flames are bigger than last year. It's pretty heavy. So. So Caitlin was one of the best students I've had in recent memory. And I also, she's a social work major with, she double majored with religious studies, and of course minored in Native American studies. But we made that work kind of at the last minute. The power of suggestion, again, I kind of put that in your head. And I think I actually suggested the Native Studies minor in the religion and horror class. But Caitlin also, not only was she a fantastic student and scholar, and her feedback in classes, she was one of the most steady students in class, just always there, always present. And, you know, as a teacher, I've said this before, that when you get essays and exams, you want to start out in a good way, you know, mentally when you're grading. And she was always one of the first that I started with, you know, because I knew it was going to be a fabulous paper and so forth. We did an independent study this semester for our kind of the religious studies methods equivalent, and she wrote a paper on indigenous spirituality in Latin America with indigenous people through the lens of religious syncretism. So I promise I'm not going to give a lecture on what that means, but blending Christian traditions of various stripes with indigenous ones. And it's an excellent paper, and on top of that, she did a pretty in-depth annotated bibliography. And I think I had you do, you know, examine some books I haven't gotten around to reading, just so you're going to help me out too with some of my own thoughts. So, Caitlin, I couldn't be more proud of you. And she also, you know, congratulations to her, not just for this, but she's going to be entering the graduate program for social work in the fall.
Thank you all so much for this opportunity to be here. It really means so much to me, and I would also just like to give a big thanks to Dr. DeSanti. I seriously couldn't have done this without him, and thank you all for making this program possible. I really appreciate it.
You know, the invitation to come up here and say a few words is always there. If anything, it would allow me to get a drink of water. Okay, next on the list is Lance Waddles. Is Lance here? Going once, okay. I will catch up with Lance later on. Our next student is Aiden Frazier. So Aiden, basically his major was, he was a studio art major. He's a citizen of the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska. And I didn't get a chance to get to know Aiden as well as I would like to have, but I've heard nothing but good things. And I want to congratulate you for your accomplishment. And I know that you're close to, Alex Walker, one of our graduates from 2022. And so our program, not only is my mentor, Winnebago tribe in Nebraska, we've had a lot of really great students in collaboration with Little Priest Tribal College. And so, as an Ojibwe person, I feel a kinship with the Winnebago tribe in Nebraska here, and certainly their counterparts, the Ho-Chunk Nation in Wisconsin. So, Aiden, congratulations on your accomplishment.
Hello. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and showing support. It's very amazing to see so many wonderful faces show up for Native American Studies. A little bit about me. Dr. DeSanti obviously mentioned that I was a studio art major, and for a while there, I didn't really know how to serve my tribe properly. And so I struggled with this for all 4 years of my university career until I was able to finally find balance in representing my tribe through Native American artwork. I've been creating it ever since the start of this year, and I've had nothing but amazing experiences and recognition, and it has allowed me to kind of share Native American culture and history to those who have never heard anything about it. Thank you, Dr. DeSanti, for inviting me out. This means a whole lot to me.
Does anybody like to say a few words for Aiden? Hey, come on, Alex. All right.
Staring right at
I didn't mean to. I have eyes that roam the room, Alex.
I'd like to say Hokjamapi Hanachini Karagiwin. With Aiden, I've known him for about 8 years, known his brother even longer. And so we grew up in the same area, and so every time I'd go over to Elijah's house, Aiden would always be home, and he kind of had a lot of injuries, I remember. And so it was real cool when he came to UNO. I was excited. I really like to cheer on Native students that come from the reservations, because there's not a lot of us that come from reservations that go on to higher education off the reservation. So it's really exciting. And I really don't see a lot of Native students pursue arts as a degree in any kind. They go after things like trades and whatnot. So it's really cool to see Aiden as an artist accomplished with a degree to back him up and come here. So very proud of you, Aiden. Also, I kind of had to peer pressure him to come here tonight. So just putting it in your guys' mind.
Okay. And next up is Ethan Copeland. Well, I have a lot of good things to say about Ethan. Start out that he was a major in political science, and he minored. I think he had like 5 or 6 minors. It feels like
it changed.
But but Ethan is one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. Most inquisitive too. You talk about motivation and ambition. He kind of puts mine to shame. You know, for an undergrad. He's interested in mapping. He's working with Nebraska Indian Community College on a map project. I believe you just got accepted into graduate school in Brazil? Chile, that's right, Chile. And he's interested in working with the Mapuche people in some communities in Chile. And so Ethan, I had him in my intro to Native American Studies class, and I think Native American religions, that's correct. You know, and kind of a humorous background about me, one of my late mentors, Russell Palmer, would always give me grief, deservedly so, because I would stay after class and ask questions constantly. And now I know as a teacher, sometimes you've got things to do and you want to move on. And I would always ask Russ to grade my exams too in his office right afterwards. He kind of humored me. But Ethan was always asking very, very in-depth questions about Native people and contemporary topics and so forth that have to do with tribal sovereignty, treaty rights. I also believe that he has really become an ally and has really learned the boundaries of what that means working with tribal communities and so forth. And he's provided a lot of services and help. And I'm really proud of him, and I think he's going to do some great things. And one of the more important things that I kind of want to emphasize is a lot of the work he's doing academically, he has his focus on how is this going to actually be of service to Native people and communities, whether they're global indigenous or Native American here in the United States or First Nations in Canada. So I'm really proud of you, Ethan, and I know that you've made a really good impression on the Native American Studies faculty and your other professors and so forth. I'm really excited for your future.
So, I'll tell you a little bit about my background. I'm from Brazil, actually, and my name might not give it away, but I actually am from Brazil. So, yeah, it's one of those things that throw people off. But growing up in Nebraska, I never really had an idea of what I wanted to do with my life. I was in high school just powering through, like, not doing much with my identity, my life, my purpose, and when I came to UNO, I thought I'd do the same thing, go into political science, become a consultant, make a lot of money, and then I would do something with it. But then something felt off. I wanted to do something more with my life, and after meeting Brady, after getting to know so many people in the Native American community in Omaha, and especially one of my best friends, Javier. My friend Javier is Mapuche, and he actually helped me get into Ude, Chile. He's introduced me to so many things I never knew about, his culture, his identity, most importantly, his family. His family were some of the biggest encouragements I've ever had from someone who I met like on a vacation. And ever since coming back, I've always struggled to figure out what the right word would be to describe what I want to do, and that is to serve. I want to serve the Native American community, whether it be in Omaha, whether it be in Nebraska, Chile, and I want to do it on their terms. I've seen what happens when people try and push what they want to do with Native Americans or any other community. And what I want to do instead is to serve on their terms, what they want from me, not what I want from them. And hopefully that now that I figured out what I want to do, that I'll do it as soon as I can. So I would like to thank Brady for introducing me to the Native American Studies program. He was one of the biggest encouragements I've ever had with that. Oh, I just realized that I'll go with it. He was one of the biggest encouragements I've ever had, because for a long time, I grew up in Plattsmouth, Nebraska, where not the greatest place, honestly. Oh yeah, a lot of people can't agree on that. But not a lot of people in my high school class even knew anything about Native Americans or that they were there. But now that I've had such an encouraging faculty, an encouraging community, and such great people to help me figure out what I want to do, my friends, my colleagues, my family, I'm now ready to take the next chapter in my life, and I just wanted to say thank you, everyone.
Okay, and our next graduate is Tyson Warner. So Tyson, basically, I recall you taking, certainly I think my Native American religions class.
Yeah.
The pandemic years are sort of a fever dream. But I do remember Tyson did excellent work. And I think I was planning to get Blue Book exams, and then I remember switching to take-home essays, which I've kept and so forth. But remember that you did a great job. His major was criminal justice and criminology, and we're really proud of you. I know that you have a lot of supporters here tonight, at least one that was very close to you. So, but congratulations, Tyson.
I would like to thank all of the Native American Studies faculty that have gotten me and all the other students here to this point today. I'd like to thank Maura for making sure I actually got here. Once upon a time, I was a bright-eyed 18-year-old stepping on this campus, so I know it's hard to believe looking at me now.
You still
I didn't have very much direction at that time. I knew that I wanted to do criminal justice, and with that, I didn't know beyond that. I didn't know what I wanted to do for a career. The Native American Studies program not only gave me direction and a desire to keep working, not to be too on the nose, as of yesterday was National Missing Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls Day. My goal has stayed the same since I was 18, 19 years old, as it is today, and I have a desire to work in that epidemic and bring real change. Thank you.
Does anybody have anything to say for Tyson? I'm not meaning to look at you, Mary. You did your job. So. Well, next up, we have a couple of graduate minors in Native American Studies, PhD. They earned their PhD. I'm very proud of them. So I know that I'm not going to say, I'll say what I have to say. I know a lot of other people have a lot to say here too, but I couldn't be more proud to be able to congratulate the very soon-to-be Dr. Carol Redwing, who has worked. Yep. I was about ready to go into my spiel.
So talk about power.
We had a specialty, specially made Star Club, which is for Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota peoples. And so Big Mama Carolyn Fiskus had a relative make this specially for Carol, Dr. Redmond. So I've had the honor and distinct privilege of knowing Carol for like 15 years. And she has been one of the most awe-inspiring, hardworking people I've ever met. I know how difficult graduate school is. I thought I had a kind of a hard road, and Carol has contended with so many obstacles, and she's remained herself, which is always this very kind-hearted, steady, just great person. And I know the road to getting the PhD had a lot of unexpected obstacles and so forth, and I couldn't be more proud of you. You persevered beyond perseverance. Your PhD is in public administration. She has been, since 2020, a key member of the Native American Studies Executive Council. And, you know, and I couldn't be more proud of the people who served with me on the Executive Council. Carol has also just been one of my best friends for many years. I've seen basically how you are working with people, your integrity, your kindness, your understanding. I've had students from your program that have taken Native studies that also have said what an impact you've made on them. And so, aside from our personal friendship, she's a big horror movie fan, big gamer. She really, to her work, I think what's really fascinating about her public administration work is how it sort of touches upon philosophy and all sorts of different disciplines and so forth. So, Carol, I know it's been a long haul. You have so many people that love you, that are proud of you for your accomplishments. And to be here right now, everybody here is really, it's a special moment for all of us. Thank you.
That was very moving. Thank you. Well, all right. Having a wardrobe malfunction moment here. Okay. Yeah. So I have. This is my third round now at UNO, and so I have written down a couple of things to say because otherwise I'm probably either going to cry or forget several things that I should probably do. But I have many thanks for folks. So mostly this goes out to my late parents, Arthur and Wanda Redwing, as well as my late stepfather, Donnell Keeler. My dad, who was a veteran from South Dakota, always encouraged me to go get a degree since he never graduated from college himself. He had said not to become a janitor like him as if it were a bad thing, but this guy was the coolest guy ever. So that did make sense. But yeah, so he was also one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life as well, even to this day. So he passed away when I was 15. And while I quickly became an at-risk student for the rest of my high school career, I did find myself at UNL and then Haskell Indian Nations University for my associate's degree. So fast forward a couple of years, I began motherhood and that journey while getting my bachelor's degree here at UNO, Environmental Science and Native American Studies, and then my master's degree in Public Administration and Nonprofit Management. So yeah, fast forward another couple of years, I run into Dr. Eikenberry, who is my advisor and one of my most essential mentors in the master's program. I ran into her at a Mode Shift Omaha event, and she encouraged me to go back for my PhD, which is where I fell in love with theory and the philosophy of it all. So the week I got accepted into the program, my mom passed away with her third bout of cancer. And she wasn't able to really get the proper cancer care during the world shutting down due to COVID. And so less than 2 months later, my stepfather, Donnell Keeler, also passed away. And that really just kind of shattered everything. But, because of COVID lockdown and things like that, I wasn't able to do my mom's urn until for a while. And so the next week after burying her, I started my PhD program, and I haven't stopped or slowed down since. So it's been just like one continuous journey. So all that to say, it really does take a village, and I have a lot of people to thank right now. So please bear with me. Dr. Brady DeSanti, your tireless dedication to this program, to its students, and to equity is something I watched up close for years. You make the fight look easy, and we both know that's anything but that. And I'm really grateful for your friendship as well. Dr. Beth Ritter, I know she's here somewhere. There we go. You've walked beside me since I was an undergrad as well. Your grace, compassion, your ability to meet a situation exactly where it is has really shaped me in the way I teach and the way I go about things that are even at the university or outside of. Dr. Angela Eikenberry, I know she is traveling right now, so big shout out to her. I really hope she can maybe fully understand what it meant to have someone like her see something in me that was worth just continuing on with. She pointed me towards a PhD and also towards how to be a scholar in a really fierce kind of way. So her social equity work is nothing short of inspiring to me. My PhD committee, That would be Drs. Eikenberry, Dr. Chen, Dr. Marshall, Dr. Ritter, and Dr. Shea Johnson. I want to thank you for pushing me, for bringing perspectives I hadn't considered, and for seeing something worth developing there. And speaking of Dr. Jaquita Shea Johnson, thank you for your many, many years of friendship and sisterhood. We just so happened to meet at Haskell and at the right time and place. It was practically kismet. Also, Trish Reeves fan club and jazz hands forever. So, to my PhD cohort, Ifan and TJ, it was always an honor. And to Kenny and Dakota, who we are still in the trenches, digging ourselves out right now. But it's been really great to see how we've grown in our ways. To Kelly, my sister from another mister, to have best friends since middle school is it's just something you can only really hope for. To my partner Eric for being supportive of my work and so steady in all you do. To my bandmates, Alex, Chance, Danny, Nick, Tim, and Earl. Can't think of another crew I'd rather be stuck on multiple tours with. And so your patience with me during my hiatus to work on my PhD has been amazing. To Chris, thank you for being a great dad to Arthur, making co-parenting genuinely feel like a team effort. And to, lastly, my current and past colleagues at the School of Public Administration, TMES, and Native American Studies Executive Council, as well as my current fellow board members at the Borderless Collective Fund. To my friends, family, and co-authors and supporters that have made it out tonight here or who are viewing live, your presence means so much to me. To my students who have kept me really sane in ways I never anticipated, and to the ancestors. Lastly, to my son, Arthur, no matter what I do, create, or achieve, you are my ultimate masterpiece, sir. You are my greatest inspiration. And you inspire me to be my best and to always stay positive, even when life gets in the way. So thank you all, and you made it through my speech. Woo!
I forgot to. Yeah, and Carol also forgot to mention is Yankton, Dakota, with Santee Dakota ancestry, and I think the whole Ocheti Sakaway, the great Sioux Nation of the 7 council fires, are very proud of you for your accomplishment. Anybody else like to say a few words on behalf of Dr. Redwing, soon to be?
Good evening, I'm Beth Ritter, and I'm so honored to be here for Carol and for all of our graduates. I'm not going to take much time because I know we've got a long program tonight, but I just hope everybody in this room understands how remarkable it is when we graduate a Native PhD. Less than 1% of all PhDs are Indigenous people, and even fewer are citizens of their tribe. So this is a huge moment. I could not be prouder of Carol. I've been lucky to have her in class. She's so extraordinary. She is so smart. She's so creative. She's got such a good heart. And I just could not be prouder of her. And I'm on her committee, so I can promise you she's going to graduate.
Anybody else? Oh, yeah. No, I need to get a transporter like from Star Trek to beam me.
Sat in the very back. Siona God, Jaquita Shea Johnson, Dawado. I'm Jaquita Shea Johnson. I'm an assistant professor at University of Colorado Boulder, so it feels extra exciting to be able to skip my university's graduation to be here to celebrate Carol. And I am so incredibly bursting with so much pride and joy and happiness for you. And I'm not going to talk anymore because I'm going to just keep crying. Also on your committee, and you're going to get through. We're going to make sure it happens. So after 20 years of friendship and being able to go on this journey alongside you and with you, it's just been incredible. I love you so much.
Anyone else? Okay. All right. Well, we also, it's a great honor to also have Dr. Kay Williams here.
You had enough practice, you got it right this time.
So, Kay, this is, we're very proud of you. Her PhD that she, I promise you, she earned. I mean, she worked beyond hard to get her PhD in gerontology. And Kay has been consistently with the Native American Studies program. I can't remember a time that you haven't been part of our events and supporting us. And throughout your sort of, odyssey of earning that PhD, through, Lynn, I've gotten to also really respect gerontology as a discipline, and I consider that department to be, friends with Native American Studies. And so, Kay, it's, you really have worked hard for this. You've been a staple in our program, and people have nothing but respect for you and what you've done and what you stand for. And so it's a great honor.
I have to start off with saying, who would have thunk when I graduated from Cochise College in Douglas, Arizona, 50 years ago this month, that I would have kept going to school. My daughters were both in college, and they said, Mom, you can go back and go to school again. Why did I listen? Got a bachelor's degree in community health education and a master's in public health at the Med Center, and now the PhD. My focus on Native Americans is all due to Dr. Ritter. She cast her line into a classroom of Intro to Native Studies students, hooked a few of us, reeled us in, and kept her in her cadre of cool cats. And some of them are here, even one who just left the hospital to come tonight. I have to mention my mom, who did not get to go to college because there wasn't money. When I told her I got accepted into nursing school, she said I always wanted to be a nurse. She hadn't told any of the other 5 kids. My siblings are here, and their spouses, and my kids, some of my friends. Thank you so much. This means a lot.
Yeah, please come up, yeah.
My husband died.
So, I'm her son, Mickey, and my father, her husband, died about 2.5 years ago. The whole time, he's always been her biggest cheerleader.
I never drove to class.
So-
Never. In fact, part of the time, if I would take 4 classes in one day, I'd have a break in between 2 classes. He'd come back to campus and pick me up and take me out to lunch. Was I spoiled? Yeah.
And at her house, he was only ever allowed to have control of one room in the entire house, his office. And when we were cleaning out his office after he passed away, we found this. And it's a little coffee cup that says, it's Miss crossed out, Miss, or Ms. crossed out, and then Ms. crossed out, and then Mrs. crossed out, and it says doctor, actually.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is Chris Kelly. I had the distinct honor and pleasure of serving as chair of Dr. Williams' PhD dissertation committee. And I say Dr. Williams and to Dr. Red Wing in the room too, it's kind of funny. It's kind of anticlimactic. It's really when a piece of paper arrives at the registrar's office that you become a doctor, and that's happening even though we will have the ceremony tomorrow. I was struck very much by, Kay, what you said and what Dr. Red Wing said as well. There's some parallels I saw in the journeys that you both had. Both impacted by COVID. Dr. Williams' dissertation research really looked at social isolation, loneliness, and other health-related factors in the aftermath of COVID on the Native American population, and the role of social media actually to help to ameliorate some of those effects. It's with great regret that Tom couldn't be with us tonight. Along the journey, there were some losses, and I feel them as well. But I know he's very happy and very proud, as we all are of you. They don't just hand out doctorates; they're well earned, and you met and overcame every challenge, and I couldn't be happier for you.
Come on, Ted. You gonna talk real loud? No, she's giving me a picture with okay. That was Teddy, that's my youngest granddaughter. This is Cecilia.
Like she introduced me, I'm Cece, and me, my brother and sister, we all call her Lalu. It was a name I gave her because I was trying to say I love you, but instead I said Lalu. And I know my grandma's been working hard to get this for a very long time, and I'm glad that all of you could be here tonight.
I'm not sure exactly how long it's been, but I think it's 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years when Kay showed up in my Intro to Native American Studies class, along with some of my other students who are here tonight, and we went on quite a journey together. My good friend Fred Leroy, we worked on his collaborative life history together, all of my graduate students, for years. And I think it would be an understatement to say that Kay has always been at the center of our group. We call them the cool cats, my cool cats. We even all went to Seattle together to give papers about Fred's life. Fred has passed on, but the work that we did together was so meaningful. And this woman is so extraordinary. You know, she has collected every degree out there, from RN to MPH to bachelor's, and now a PhD. And she has done it under the most difficult circumstances, including the pandemic and the loss of Tom. And I'll tell you what, those of you who are family know what that relationship was like. And he took good care of all of us. And we all miss him. And I know that he's here tonight because he wanted this so badly for you. But I'm so proud of Kay. I'll just call out FBI, Facebook Indian, right? Am I right? Facebook Indian. That was your research. If you're on Facebook, you might know, and you're Indigenous, there's a lot of other Indigenous people on Facebook. So that was the research that she did for her PhD, and it turned out very, very well. I'm so proud of her. And I'm sorry, this is a really emotional moment because we've been looking forward to this night for years, and I just could not be more proud. So thank you, Kay, for everything. Congratulations. I love you. Can't wait to see what comes next. After the epic party on Friday night at her place, I'm looking forward to that. But congratulations.
Another thing about Tom, the husband, when Colleen was getting medevac home from Moldova in the Peace Corps, I went to DC to take her to doctor's appointments. Tom went to my class for me. Brought the treat, sat down and said, "Is this Big Mama's classroom?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, I'm Tom and I'm here for class." Come on, Amy.
My name is Amy Kusarik, and I'm a friend and classmate of Dr. Williams, and I'm so happy for you, Dr. Williams. It's been a journey, and you had a lot of perseverance and resilience to get to this point, and I'm so extremely proud of you. These major and minor fields of her study are so incredibly important to her, and I really enjoyed being with her on our journey together as friends and as classmates. She was a good support person for me and also a study partner. So thank you too for all of your encouragement for me, and I'm so happy to be here with you this evening.
Unless Dr. Holly's going to end up doing it, so she's standing over there.
You never know.
You never know.
Okay. And now we have, it's kind of bittersweet, you know, that when you walk the faculty road for many years, we know that eventually our careers always, you know, come to a conclusion. And so we want to recognize the service, the distinction, and a lot of the hard work that two of our retiring colleagues and faculty within Native American Studies recognize their retirement. And we hope that, that they stay in contact. And we also want to emphasize that their contributions, particularly with students and their motivation, that will continue on long past their lifetime, the good things that they've done. And so it's a great honor for me to recognize a retiring colleague, Dr. Barbara Robbins in the English department. I'd like to I'm partially So Dr. Robbins and Barbara taught Native American literature for many years. One of her students that really learned a lot from her, really loved her teaching, Alex Walker. And so your contributions, Barbara, are immense, and it's going to be a great loss, those contributions within literature and so forth, and the other classes that you taught that dealt with the effects of being a veteran, taking the war home, that dealt with basically a lot of different things, that covered a lot of different disciplines in terms of the Vietnam War experience. My father was a combat veteran in Vietnam, and so that class, I had students that took your class that had a lot of good things to say about that. So thank you for your service for all these years to Native American Studies and to the English department. And I hope that what you have planned is great and as enriching as your contributions have been here at UNL.
It's a lovely surprise. I just agreed to come and I get a round of applause and everything else. So this is really lovely. I came here, I actually was recruited to come here 27 years ago. Dale Stover contacted my chair of my thesis committee back at the University of Oklahoma. And some of you might remember Craig Womack. He was my predecessor. He was like 3 years ahead of me in the PhD program. And so he had a chance to come here and do his thing. And then when he left, Dale gets a hold of Gary Hobson and says, "Got anybody else?" So I was the very fortunate recipient of that. And it's just, I came at a really remarkable time for this program. It was definitely a big growth spurt for Native American Studies at that moment. So it was really, really wonderful. And I was, of course, saw a lot of challenges that the program has gone through. The expansion of Native American literature, and then an incredible shrinkage. So there's still more challenges that remain. Of course, I'm married to a Marine for over 30 years, and that was a big part of what gave the inspiration for developing a course that I called Bringing the War Home, because those of you with military connections, you know that it doesn't stay discreetly over there someplace. It invades so many parts of our lives. And Steve died 6 years and 1 week ago. So it's also, there's a lot of bittersweet memories that go along with that as well. It's his encouragement to finish my PhD and go on this track, and he was always there supporting me. So, yes, I definitely want to congratulate all of you who've made your accomplishments here. I know you're going to go on and do really great things. And yeah, thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
Okay, last but certainly not least, Dr. Alan Osborne has been with us for quite some time. He's been in the NU system for a long time. Alan is an archaeologist, so I'll say more here after we. Didn't go as planned, sorry. So. Can you get it over my head now? So, I want to say, Alan has been an immensely important scholar in the field of archaeology, particularly North American archaeology, which is his class that counted towards the Native American Studies minor. And in my research, I'm what they call a, quote, ethnohistorian, this fancy term that kind of combines historical and anthropological methodologies. And you learn at an early age in academia sort of the blind spots and sort of the mistakes of early American and really all, anthropology and working with indigenous people. And I'm happy to say that people like Alan went about their work with honor and working with Native people, not as research objects, but as collaborators and friends. And that's really basically a big deal to me when it comes to that field. Alan was always steady in terms of his contributions, his thoughts, his contributions. He was always good with advice. He has a lot of experience in academia. And I consider Alan also one of my good friends. He's an honorable man, and I've heard nothing but good things about his teaching. And as far as his work from an archaeological perspective, you can't say enough good things about him. And I am going to miss having him at UNO and as a member of Native American Studies. So Alan, you've earned your retirement though. You've been through so much. And he's another example of someone that is just steady and he perseveres. And he's able to juggle a lot of different things. I've never actually seen you lose your temper, which is amazing too. You've had reasons to lose your temper before. I've never seen it. So, Alan, I wish you nothing but the best in all of your accomplishments, both at UNO and at Lincoln for many years. So, congratulations.
Good evening. It's good to see so many people here. And I've attended a number of these honorings over the years, probably the last 20 years almost. I've seen how important it is for the students, for the staff, the faculty to have an opportunity to provide support, encouragement for Native American students. And I guess with respect to being the last person on the program, what I had planned tonight was my last lecture. It's not going to be that involved. I've been with the University of Nebraska for 50 years, so I thought I would just provide a detailed overview of those. And Matt, you want to start the session? No, it's been amazing what I've seen over the years of teaching and changes in the roles, the relationships between Native Americans, archaeologists. And I've tried to navigate that because I think, it's valuable to look into the past and to gain a better understanding of how people lived, adapted, met the challenges that they faced. And certainly for Native Americans, this was a grand experiment in the Americas for people to populate such a vast area and to respond to all the challenges, climate change, population growth, later disease coming of the whites and so forth. So, but as I mentioned, I see how valuable this is. We talk a great deal about community and the importance of community. And certainly with Native Americans, that's emphasized considerably, a great deal. And so I've been happy to provide some help in furthering this program. And even though I'm going to be retiring, that's not going to mean much in terms of I want to continue to do research, to participate in this program. And I would like to also, as has been done tonight, recognize one of my major professors, Dr. Beth Ritter. And she does not have to come up here to talk about me. I don't think you would want to hear that. But I've learned, so much from her about Native Americans, although that was the focus of my whole career. But we've learned from one another, and I've benefited so greatly from her guidance, her advice, and bringing me into this community. So thank you very much.
Okay.
Dr. Smith. I can help you up here too.
If Dr. Ritter won't talk about you, I will.
I'm talking.
Oh, you are?
Hi, I'm Dennis Smith. I'm a retired history faculty here. I was a Native American historian. I came to UNO in 2002. I've been part of the Native Studies program. I'm the former director of this program. This program means a lot to me. And I just want to explain briefly to you. I'm a Native American historian. I'm Senator Boyd from the Fort Peck Reservation in Montana. I'm a Plains guy. I grew up on the Plains, born and raised in Montana. And Plains Indians is something that's in my blood. It's something that's in the way that I think. And it's been in all of my studies. And when I came to UNO in 2002, I created 3 or 4 courses. And my third course, I think, was Native Americans and bison. And, I come from a Assiniboine, we're bison people, and I'm a Sioux scholar. I understand the Northern Plains, and that's all I do. And I complain greatly about how they've been disturbed. You can ask any of my students. And I had a morning class. I think it was like an 8:30 class, and there's this beautiful, sharp little student. I forget her name. And I was saying, brilliant things about bison, because I'm just studying it and winging it. And, I understand history, and it's like I love bison, and I just, I did a lot of homework. And I would say something was, very, very special. And she would say, the student would say, well, Dr. Osborne was saying something like that in Plains archaeology class. I was like, really? My good friend, Dr. Osborne, teaches Plains archaeology. I mean, one of my good friends, I didn't even know this. I'm so busy doing history. And throughout the whole semester, she would just continually say all these things. Like, I don't claim to be an expert on Plains, on bison, but I do understand them, and I give it a good shot. But she would continue to say these amazing things that she learned from Dr. Osborne. And what I want to do briefly tonight is explain to you what a scholar Alan Osborne is. And I, like Dr. DeSanti said, we spend a lot of time as Native American historians looking at ancient archaeological and anthropological studies of Native people in the past. And I don't study that, that's not my area. I'm a little more modern. But as I went into a deep dive into the plains, the science, the grasslands, I understand the Indian thing, I understand the cultures. And as I started to immerse in that at a high level, there was Dr. Osborne's name in all of my sources. All of my sources. It's like I didn't publish, no one knows my name, that's on me. But it's like, you just would not believe. He is in everything, every book on Great Plains studies. Is unbelievable. And we don't know that here at UNO. We do not know what a great scholar is because he's too humble. And he's so knowledgeable. And you should know that. And so I would like to say that I read some of those, but I didn't. But you should know that this is a person who's serious about publishing, he's serious about scholarship. People like me, I'm teaching and never had time to do the research I wanted to do, a teaching gunner. But Dr. Osborne not only teaches, but his research is lights out. And every time we go talk to him, we go to Beth and Ellen's house, and he's talking about some paper he's going to present on some crazy thing that's like he's way ahead of, light years ahead of some other archaeologist. He's over in Europe or whatever, talking about poison theory on whatever it was. And it's like, because he's just thinking way ahead of everybody. So Dr. Osborne, if Dr. Ritter won't say those kinds of things about you, I will. God bless you.
Thank you, Denny. Really, really appreciate you took all of my best stuff because I was going to tell you how humble Alan is. And he really has had an extraordinary 50-year-long career at the University of Nebraska. And we actually have offices right next to each other because he doesn't get enough just living with me, right? We got to also have our offices right next to each other. But his scholarship is extraordinary. He has moved the discipline forward so much. I so respect him. What he also didn't tell you is that he's the curator of anthropology at the Nebraska State Museum at UNL. And if you've ever been to that museum, you know the one with the big mammoths close to the stadium. Go in and look at his gallery, the First Peoples of the Plains, and you'll get a sense. It is all based on his direct research, and I had the privilege of working with him on that, but his career is extraordinary. He is such a kind, decent, humble human being, and I'm devastated to lose a colleague, although he's already planning his next article, so the research will continue, and I just want to thank everybody who's been so kind to Alan and honored him tonight. Thank you.
So I also want to thank Quentin Hinman for bringing some of the Boys Town relatives here.
Wait for the cool cat to get up there.
She's come a long ways.
I gotta get myself together. Carol, I'm sorry about your parents. They were good for someone. I want to say this to especially the undergraduates. I don't know how long I've been ghosting these halls of UNL. It took me 19 years to get a degree, my bachelor's degree. And I camped out in Dr. Ritter's office. I took Ellen's class. I mean, these are the people that I grew up with. Dr. Office, when she came, I was one of Craig's students. And I got out of the hospital today from a liver transplant 2 weeks ago. And that journey was 15 years long. What this program gave to me was my religion. The Buffaloes spoke to me, and we have my Buffalo partner, Ben Naslar, who is also a student of this program and a very committed person. We used to jam Buffalo Hides, that's just one side. But what this spirituality has done for me is why I'm here now. I've always had gratitude, I've always had compassion. But today I realize that I now have grace. And had it not been for the program and the students and the instructors that I've had and the experiences I've had, I wouldn't be here today. By chance, my schoolmate, Maury, sent me the notice that tonight was the night, and I saw Kay's name, and I realized that, this is family. This is beyond family. This is like the direct line of the Creator. And I looked at my daughter, and it was quarter to 6. Called Mary and said, "Get down here, we're going." And I got her approval. So I was on the Fred Leroy project, got to be very, very close with Fred. And anyway, I have a second chance at life. I am positive because of this program.
I tattooed this feather on my hand because I had cancer so many times I couldn't remember. Kept popping up on my liver, so all of the green beads are cancer beads, liver cancer, and I have a pink one. They kicked me off the list again because I had breast cancer. But the thing is, it allowed me the transition to come back here and transplant. Otherwise, I may not have been here. And I just want to tell you that this may just seem like a minor that you got in school at this moment when so much is happening. But to all of you who are graduating, it's so much more. I can remember the books that I read 30 years ago and how they impacted my heart. And I just want you to know that this is just your first step. As you go, it's going to grow. And you'll find yourself in places that you never knew to be. So congratulations for your retirement. So good to see you, Beth, but Kay is the one that's on the top of my she has done the gambit and done the work. Not saying that, not to reduce anybody else, but yeah, I'm just very, very grateful to be here and experience this. Thank you.
I'm really humbled by those words, and it really touches me as someone who, you know, was an undergrad here too from 97 to 2002, and 1999 is when I made that connection with this program through Carolyn, and the rest is history. So when you talk about that testament of it changes lives, it certainly did for me, and it's an honor for me to be in this capacity and to have these kinship ties that go multiple generations. So I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, and I want to also, once again, congratulate every single person that made this journey and accomplished a great deal. You bring honor to yourself, and so take time to you know, congratulate yourself, and also your family, your relatives, you know, your other than human person kinship ties, plants, animals, pets. It's all basically part of that collective. And so thank you. What we're going to do now is line up the graduates here with your blankets and adornment, and line up here, and we're going to have Douglas sing an honoring song, because you've certainly earned that. Thank you. And then after that, we'll have a traveling song, and I want to invite everybody to walk down and shake every the graduates' hands and congratulate them on their accomplishment. This will also include the retirees, if you're able to. Yeah, Alan already understood. There's no order. No order.
Oh,
graduates that we do have boxes for your blankets back here behind the stage. And so we're going to have a traveling song here in a moment. But again, safe journeys and congratulations to all of you. And thank you for your relatives and your friends coming here tonight to support you. So with that, we could have a traveling song. And then, I've never said this to a class, everybody just leaves, but you are dismissed after that. And congratulate everybody and take a time to shake their hands. That's kind of what we do, that's our way.
My best. Thank you very I'll do my best. Thanks, man. Keep in contact. I'll do my best. That's all I've ever asked me, and I'll tell them I'm asking you. Alright? And look at the help, man. Yeah, I'm presuming. I'm not that Give me a hug. You get the
When you leave?
Sometime in January.
Okay.
I just got to get all the paper done. Actually selling it Thanks, man. Yeah, like, what do you do for a living? Fair enough.
Hey!
Or I'm gonna go grab another team sweater.
Cutting the line.
My trashers are over there, I think.
See you guys. Nice to see you. Always fun.
Nice to meet you.
Yes,
I'm Maria.
Oh, hi.
The situations we reversed, Kelly was in. Wanda and Martha were doing the same.
Okay.
She's in the morning.
Don't worry, I can't hear you.
I'll talk louder then. I was going to tell you about this first carnival. The first carnival? Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, I can toss this one out. Are you ready? Trash can. Oh, is there one over there? I got it real good. Alright. Thank you. Bye, Dr. Redwing. I'm gonna put that on my appointment list. You got it. Isn't it? I told you. I just went through it again. Where are you going? Right next to the this week. Is it in the library? Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I'm not either. I just happen to inhabit there. Thanks, man. Thanks. Keep in touch. Am I still Oh, thank God. As long as I'm not there, that's all that
Probably my sister.